In this video, we are going to talk about the Debt Center and how it can help you eliminate debt. The training objectives for this video are as follows. We are going to learn how to import debts into the Debt Center. We are then going to show you how to use the Debt Center to determine when you will be out of debt based on your current spending plan and compare it against what you can accomplish with the debt roll-down strategy. We will also show you how to perform a what-if analysis to forecast accelerated debt reduction if you're able to apply more cash towards your debt roll-down plan in the near future. The Debt Center is a one-stop shop for debt management. It allows you to import all of your debts, such as credit cards, student loans, lines of credit, and even your mortgage, and develop a plan to eliminate your debt quickly. It is based on the debt roll-down method in which the same overall amount of cash is applied towards the debt until it's all paid off. In this example, we are going to import Ryan and Christine Richardson's debt obligations right out of the Money for Life book into the Debt Center, and I'll show you how to develop an effective debt elimination plan. Now let's switch over to a live Mvelopes account, and I'll show you how to get started. To access the Debt Center, just click on the Debt Center icon in the top toolbar. Here is Ryan and Christine Richardson's debt situation right out of the Money for Life book. Now I've already imported the accounts into Mvelopes and set the proper balances. When I import the accounts into the Debt Center, I'll have the opportunity to provide the interest rates. To begin the process of importing your debts into the Debt Center, click on Add in the top toolbar. And here you're taken to a pop-up window with all your debt accounts. In this example, we'll add the Visa credit card first. So just select it from the list. The interest rate on this account is 18.5%. And the envelope where I'm funding this payment is Money for My Visa. And remember, that's created for me automatically. Now I just click Add to import the debt. And I now have a line item with various fields of information, which I'll explain later. I want to focus in on the plan payment field first. It's important to mention this is right out of the spending plan. So I'll click on the spending plan icon to access that. This is the same thing as clicking on the main spending plan icon in the application window. Now here, if I scroll to Money for Visa, I just want to highlight the fact that this $95 plan payment is the same value as my monthly average funding goal. And if I needed to, I could change that at any time. For now, I'll hit Cancel to go back to the Debt Center. And as you can see, that $95 remains the same. Now I want to add an auto loan account, so I'm going to move back to Add in the top toolbar of the Debt Center. And here we're just going to select the auto loan account. Notice that the other items, or in this case, the Visa card that I've added is no longer selectable. Now the interest rate on this account is 8.9%. And because this is not a line of credit, I don't have a Money for envelope for this debt. I just need to select the proper envelope that reflects where I'm funding the payment. So in this case, I'm funding my payment to the Loans Auto Loan envelope. So I just select that one from the list. And I'll click Add to import the debt. And as you can see, that $517 in the plan payment field, that is right out of my spending plan. Now I'm going to add a mortgage. When you add a mortgage account, it's a good idea to have your mortgage statement with you. It's a bit more complex than the previous two examples. So here we'll select mortgage. The interest rate on this account is 7%. So we'll get that information added. Notice for a mortgage you have two additional fields. In addition to the interest rate of 7%, we need to know the principal and interest portion of the payment. In this example, it's $12.8867. And the total payment from the statement is $14.22. We have to put this information in so the system can accurately calculate how much of that payment is going to principal and interest. And for a mortgage account, much like a loan, you want to select where you're funding your mortgage payment. In this case, it's home mortgage. So we'll add the debt. To save some time, and because we've already covered off on the three types of accounts you'll be adding into the Debt Center, I'm going to fast forward to a point in time in which all the other debt accounts are added. Now that I have all the debt accounts added, let's take a moment to discuss what all these fields mean. So the account, that is just the debt account that I've added to the system. The envelope, that is where my payment amount is funded to, and that's also where my spending plan goal is assigned. Now the starting balance is not the starting balance of the account when I added it into envelopes. The starting balance in the debt center is the balance of the account the day you imported the account into the debt center. We just felt that'd be more useful information. Interest rate, the planned payment amount, this is right out of your spending plan. So whether you're using the 12-month view or the monthly average, this is the planned payment amount from the current month. And the payoff month, this is an estimation based on your current spending plan and whatever payoff order you have selected here. We always default the highest interest rate first because that will be the most effective way to pay down the debt. This is the estimated month and year that you'll have that particular debt paid off. The extra debt payments envelope is a system-generated envelope. You could set a funding goal towards it in your spending plan. You can sweep, fund, or transfer money into it just like any other envelope. What's unique about it is that it distributes the funds to your envelopes associated with your debt accounts based on your debt elimination plan in the debt center. And it's also smart enough to know when an account is paid off. Now, if you had any funds in your extra debt payments envelope, they will be factored into your total plan payments. The starting balance number displayed here is the total value of your debt accounts on the dates in which you added them into the debt center. The current balance is just the sum of all those debt accounts as of now. The planned payments amount, that's just the total value of all of my debt payments here in the planned payment field. Payments remaining is what I would need to pay back to pay all these accounts off. And keep in mind that does include the interest, which is why it's a much greater figure than the current balance over here. Interest remaining, this would be the difference between the payments remaining and the current balances. That's just interest alone, no principal. And finally, the time to repay, and this is always based on the payoff order selected, is 13 years and 10 months. Now, this is really significant because we show you the amount of time it would take to pay off these debts if you didn't use a debt roll-down plan. So even though I apply the same overall amount of cash, when I'm just starting off, if I'm not using debt roll-down, what's happening if I were not using this system is once I paid off this department store card, that $75 would just go somewhere else, and I would continue to pay the same amounts in all the other debts. Debt roll-down is simply taking the same overall amount of cash that you're applying towards your debts today. And in this example, once that department store card was paid off, I would just roll that $75 payment into the next debt. And once the Visa card is paid off, I would take that payment and roll it into the American Express and so forth. So this assumes that you'll continue to be able to afford the same overall amount of cash towards your debt moving forward. And the time savings here is really significant. We've shaved off nearly 27 years with debt roll down without having to take in any additional income and apply it towards the debt. And the interest savings alone here, if you compare these two figures, new interest remaining and no debt roll down, and the interest remaining in the highest interest rate first, that is over $268,000. Now, we also allow you to forecast how you can impact your debt roll down plan if you happen to have additional cash resources for maybe savings just by spending less in these other areas, which is what most people find when they start using envelopes. So extra debt payments is assumed to be a monthly average. In this example, if we could find an extra $300 each month, you could see that reduces our debt pay down time to 11 years and 4 months. If we change that back to 0, we can see the original value. So that's quite the time savings there as well. A one-time payment would be, if you just want to see what an extra, say, $2,000 would do here, and that's assumed to be paid today. Doesn't impact it a whole lot, but you can still see the interest savings, and in this case, a 3-month time savings on the highest interest rate first. So this is a what-if analysis that you can run on your numbers in the event that your income is going to increase or you have some other way to apply more cash towards your debt.